Welcome back to another video. If you're new to this channel, hopefully you get something useful out of this video. I really feel like this video will be very helpful to a lot of beginner barbers, so stay tuned and we're gonna walk this cut through step by step. So we're gonna begin by cutting his top down with the number 2 guard fully closed. And I'm going to be going with the grain of his hair. And I'm starting out in the crown area, and the crown is basically the center of your head, from where your hair grows. I'm going to cut the hair evenly with the grain around the entire head. As you can see, it's been a long time since he's had a haircut, so we're going to bring him back. He wanted to start over and go with the waves. He was growing it out for a second, but he just wanted a clean slate. And we're going to be doing a taper hairstyle in this haircut. So right now what we're doing, we're basically just making a blank canvas. We're cutting everything down so that we can manage everything. And here you just see me going against the grain because the hair is going to be tapered in this region anyway. I just went ahead and eliminated more of that bulk just to make it easier on me. And as you guys will see further on in the video, he has a very weird crown. It does not grow in a normal swirl. It grows in like 2 or 3 different ways. But that's no problem. We're going to get to that in just a second. As you can see, his crown is not really trained. So I was instructing him to pretty much just look in the mirror and start brushing his hair since he's looking to get waves. And here I'm just tapering down his front hairline. That way his hair will lay better when I get ready to edge him up. Okay, now we have our trimmers and we're making our guideline, our ball guideline, and this is going to be the base for the taper. And we're going to do this on the sides and in the back. And I'm not pressing down too hard. I'm just trying to make me a neat guideline. Okay, now here we have the lever and it is fully open. And we're gonna go up almost an inch. And notice how I'm pulling his ear back. I'm doing that so that I won't nick his ear. Now, the last thing that you wanna do is cut someone with the blade. And here you see me, I have my thumb pulling tension on his skin, and that way I get a tighter blend. And the lever is fully closed right here. And then now you see me slowly begin to open the lever to blend out that guideline. And you notice that I keep my thumb on his temple area. That way I can get as tight of a blend as possible. And notice how I always go back with the comb. You want to continue, when you're fading, you want to continue to brush or comb the hair back into its natural laying position. And while I'm already right here, I just went ahead and blended in the sideburns. And I just started with the lever open and gradually closed it. Right here, I know it looks like I basically blended off all of his sideburn, but when I line it, you will see. So if you look in the top left-hand corner, throughout this video, I'm gonna have all of the guards that I'm using. So if you guys are having trouble following along, or if you want to know what guard I'm using, just look up in the left-hand corner. And each time I switch a guard, you'll see. And here I just have the lever open, just debulking just a little bit more. And now you see me close the lever and go right up under that, just to get a little bit closer. Okay, now here I have on the 1 guard, and the lever is going to be fully open, and I'm going to start going up under that 1.5. And notice how I start the taper a little bit behind the ear, just because I want it to be a nice transition. Even when I do the lineup, you don't want to have a nice taper and then just have bulk right behind the ear. You want it to blend naturally. You want a gradual blend. And here you just see me adjusting the lever just to blend that guideline right on out. And as you can see, the taper is almost done at this point. Also, notice how I'm using the corner of the blade a lot. So here we have on the 1/2 guard or the 0.5 guard, and we're going right up under that 1 guard closed. And notice how I'm only using the left side of the blade. I've said this in other videos, but when you're blending in a small space, you don't want to use the entire blade because you may take off more hair than you actually need to, and you could end up raising your guidelines, and that's not what you want to do. Okay, so the taper is pretty much done, but I just wanted to go back with the lever with no guard and the lever fully open, just gradually eliminating any dark spots that I see. I pretty much typically do this on every haircut. I call it spot mopping. So just in case you see any spots that the guard didn't get, you just want to go back and touch it up. Some people do this step at the end. However, I like to get one spot completely blended and then move on to the next. Alright, so what I'm doing right here, I'm just taking the 1.5 guard, and I'm just debulking the hair. So I'm just making it easier to blend into. I know a lot of people are attempting self-cuts now or at-home cuts, trying to cut their friends. So hopefully this video will give you guys some inspiration and give you some confidence that you can actually do it. What I recommend people doing is just pulling up this video and literally just doing what I do step by step. Okay, now so we just make our guideline again, and this is going to be about 1 inch, and the lever is fully open. Alright, now you'll see me fully close the lever, and after I tack this line, I'm just going to gradually open the lever. Guys, I promise you, if you follow these steps, I promise you, you will get the same or very near similar, the same result. All you have to do is follow the steps, and I promise you it works. So now we have on the 1 guard again, going up under that 1.5. Now with his hair texture, his hair is more dense in certain areas, so you're gonna see me go back with the 1.5 again in just a second. So that's the thing about cutting hair. Nobody's hair texture or hair is exactly the same. So you'll have to go back and hit some spots more than others. It just depends on the hair texture. Okay, here I have on the half guard, and I'm just erasing that little line that you see. That's another reason that I love cutting hair, just because you can see the transformation that happen right before your eyes. Like, you literally take a blank canvas and you can turn it into whatever you want it to be. Okay, this is what I meant by going back with the 1.5 again, just to get rid of some of those dense areas. As you can see, the hair grows thicker in some spots, so you just have to work with the guard a little bit more just to hit certain spots. And then here I'm just spot mopping again with the 1 guard, just getting rid of those dark spots that I see. Just attacking those dense areas. And then now we're going to repeat the exact same steps on the left side of the head. So the same thing that we did to the right side and the neck, we're going to do the same thing to the left side. Okay, now we're going to begin again with our guideline. Oh, and another tip. So a lot of people's in the temple area, their hair grows different on either side. So you still take the same approach. It's just that's just something to note, that the hair will usually grow different on another side. People usually have a strong side and a weak side, so that's just something that you have to take into account. Here we have the 1 guard on, going under that 1.5. And like I said, notice how you want to take the taper just a little bit behind the ear, so it will blend even more nicely. And if you notice with this taper, I try to leave room in his C-cup area just because I want that to pop out more. So I'm trying to stay away from that area. That's another reason that it's very important to use the corner of the blade. And then here I'm just taking the 1 guard and tapering down his hairline. Now, since it's been so long since he's had a haircut, his hair was having trouble laying down. So I originally cut it down with the 2, but then I just went back with the 1.5 guard fully open just to smooth it down. And then here you'll see what I'm talking about with his crown. He just has to train it to grow in a swirl. So as you can see, it's kind of untrained. It just grows all types types of ways, but the more he brushes his hair, he can train his crown to grow how he wants it to grow. And then here we're just going to proceed on with the line up. And I like to tell people not to go too high on the arches over the ear. Just try to keep it as natural as possible. If you take it too high, it will look really weird whenever it grows back. And this is what I was talking about earlier with the sideburn. It looked like I basically cut them off, but I just wanted them to lay down smoothly. That's why I cut them that low. And then also, I've cut his hair several times, so I kind of just know how his hair texture is. So the more you cut someone's hair, the more you'll find out about how their hair grows, and tips that you can do and can't do. Okay, and here we're just gonna move on with the C-cup. Now we're not gonna try to exaggerate it too much, but as you see, we have to take some hair off to get it sharp. So you just want to find that nice balance. So basically, you see me using the corner of the blade. I'm pretty much just etching, just trying to get me a nice clean arch. And then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Nothing too exaggerated. By the way, if you guys have gotten value out of this video, and if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really helps this channel grow. I appreciate all you guys' support. Okay, here we're going to proceed on with the front edge up. He has a small cowlick on the right side of his head. Well, it's on the left side if you're looking at it this way. But it's on the right side. It's like right there where I'm lining up at. And you don't want to just push it. We were literally having the conversation about how other barbers that have cut his hair, they always push him back in the area. And we were just literally laughing about it. But yeah, don't push anybody back. You just want to make them line up as naturally straight as you can. He said so many other barbers were focused on trying to get it sharp, and they would just end up having his hairline leaning to one side. The main thing when doing a lineup is just to take your turn. You're not in a rush, so just take your turn. And of course you have to, I always advocate using the razor just to give it the extra crispness. So don't click off the video just yet. I'm going to do something to his lineup in just a second. It's not necessary, but it just adds a little bit of pop. How's it looking so far? So right here, I'm just going to add a little bit of enhancement. Honestly, this is totally unnecessary, but you'll see the way that I add enhancements, you can't even really tell. And that's the way the enhancement should be used, in my opinion. All I'm using it for is just to fill in light spots. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to paint his head. I just want to fill in light spots. And you'll see I'm not really spraying it on heavy. I'm just basically doing a light mist. There's a lot of controversy on how to use enhancements and using them in general, but this is just the way that I use them. As you can see, it doesn't look fake. It just looks natural, in my opinion. I think this cut turned out pretty well. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. So for all you self-groomers out there, and those of you that have to cut your friends or your siblings or your children's hair, hopefully this video can help you out. This is the end result. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all on the next video.